Good morning, everybody. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Happy Friday.
Yeah, TGIF. It is here. Thank goodness.
I'm so glad. I'm just
too.
so ready for it. And you know, just in time for Halloween, it's Frankenstorm. And certainly don't want to make light of this, but whoa, like scary.
I was thinking about you and your family, actually.
Yeah.
Well, not you, because you'll be here, but I know that you're going to be worrying about your family. I was just thinking about that earlier. It is going to be nasty up there. I mean, this is a Hurricane Sandy. You basically have that about 300 miles off the southeast coast. It's going to be heading north. It's going to turn inland. And then, you know how we're so cold this morning?
Yes.
This same storm system brought snow to Colorado. This huge thing is this big Arctic mass of air sliding in from Canada. That's going to be heading to the east, and it's going to collide together. And it's like something, it sounds like it's out of a movie, and they made a movie out of it the last time this happened.
Tell them about that, because you were telling me yesterday, we were talking about the movie with Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney, The Perfect Storm.
Perfect Storm, and there's the book too. And basically what happened, you had Hurricane Grace back in 1991. Same thing, you had a winter storm. Boom, they collided. It made for the perfect storm.
Yeah.
This is going to be worse. In fact, you know, I was talking to my old boss, and when I was looking at the forecast models yesterday, I was just like, oh my word, I've never seen this before in my life. And he's saying the same thing, like, we've never seen the models consistently showing this massive storm system coming in. We're talking widespread power outages for days. Yeah. Wind, storm surge, heavy snow across like the western fringe of the mid-Atlantic states of New England.
All my friends at AccuWeather, because you know I used to work at AccuWeather in Pennsylvania, we were all talking about it. It's scary, and I know my mom and my grandma are supposed to travel to Florida on Monday, so I have a feeling it's not going to happen though, because I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, you know, fortunately for us, we don't really get as much of that extreme weather here in New Mexico, thank goodness. So what is the day going to be looking like for us here at home? Because it's pretty cold this morning, guys.
It's chilly out, and it's going to be even colder tonight. So we're going to be in the upper 30s as we go through 9 o'clock, 50 degrees for your lunch hour, and then highs today in the mid-50s. A lot of sunshine, a little breezy at times, and then tonight, even colder, close to freezing. And I'll talk more about that in a minute.
I'm telling you, you guys are going to walk outside this morning, and you're going to be like, what? It feels like those balloon fiesta mornings before the sun came up when you were just really cold.
Parks everywhere.
Yeah, so the jacket is necessary. That's all I can say. Let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez with this morning's headlines. I think she's thawed out by now.
Oh yes, but I did bring my jacket, my gloves. I left the scarf in my car, but
I forgot mine too.
Yeah, you know, grab those jackets and bundle up the kids before you head off to school. For those of you that still need to go to school. Good morning to you at home. We begin this morning talking about how police continue to search for the men who shot a Family Dollar store clerk. At the same time, we are getting the first-hand look at the robbery from inside the store. Take a look at this. Police have released new surveillance video from the store. Watch it as how you see the men walk into the store, which was off Gibson Southeast, wearing hoodies. This was on Tuesday. Cops say they rushed the 22-year-old clerk and demanded cash. Well, the clerk was new to the job and couldn't open the register quick enough. Police say one of the robbers shoots him in the leg, and in the video you can see a female customer run out of the store at the same time. After the suspects left, the clerk managed to get up and call 911. Thankfully, he's doing okay. He got out of the hospital yesterday, and police are still looking for the two suspects. Many questions remain unanswered about the shooting of a local Air Force security police officer. This morning, we know he continues to recover. We brought you the story yesterday as breaking news. Now, here's what we know. He's a 31-year-old tech sergeant. He apparently communicated through his radio that he had spotted 4 people at an off-base housing complex called Maxwell Family Housing, which is off Gibson. Now, we're told he called his radio back saying he had been shot. Responding officers found him with a bullet wound to his abdomen. APD says the bullet came from his own weapon. The Air Force is not commenting about the investigation. Do you or your kids drink energy drinks? If so, listen up. Poison experts in New Mexico tell us they have some concerns. You see, right now the Federal Drug Administration is investigating whether Monster energy drinks are possibly linked to some deaths across the country. Now, no deaths reported here in New Mexico, but the state's Poison Center has taken calls from about 40 people this year after having had energy drinks. Half of the calls were from people 19 or younger. 5 of those calls, listen to this, involved kids under the age of 6. Now, one 17-year-old tells us she was rushed to the hospital a few hours after drinking the energy drink called AMP on an empty stomach.
I was like shaking and my heart was feeling weird, and because I wasn't feeling myself after I drank them, which should stop me from drinking them, but that doesn't necessarily do that.
So experts say you should know these drinks have 7 times more caffeine than a normal can of soda or cup of coffee. Graffiti is a growing problem in Santa Fe, so the city has set up a graffiti hotline. But there is one problem. Apparently no one is answering. News 13's Amanda Goodman has a story.
At the tone, please record your message.
It's a message anyone who's called the City of Santa Fe's graffiti hotline has probably heard at least once.
The way the hotline is set up, it's assigned to an individual that works within the police department, and she is tasked with a multiple variety of tasks on a regular basis.
Because of that, she's not able to answer the graffiti hotline, so it goes straight to voicemail. Captain Eric Wheeler says that employee checks the messages, then forwards the information to the Parks Department, which is ultimately responsible for following up on the graffiti hotline calls and cleaning the graffiti up.
We were trying to come up with a process that was hopefully going to make it streamlined.
Good afternoon, Parks and Graffiti Hotline. This is Jessie. Can I help you?
Originally, the Parks Department staffed the hotline, but then PD took it over a few years ago. Then last week, PD switched the hotline back over to Parks, where the calls went unanswered until this week.
What kind of graffiti is there? Can you describe a little bit?
But now the police department is taking over the hotline again because Parks doesn't have the staff to handle the calls.
Obviously, there was some confusion that took place in that, and obviously individuals didn't get their phone calls answered. We're going to continue to man that line, and hopefully it doesn't fall on deaf ears again.
Amanda Goodman, KRQE News 13.
Captain Wheeler tells us that they've seen a huge spike in graffiti over the last 30 days, and they're not exactly sure why. A hungry bear is back in the wild today after hanging out in Santa Fe. Yesterday morning, the bear came down from the mountains and was rummaging through dumpsters along Cerrillos Road. Well, police chased her. She managed to get away. Then a little later, someone saw her sleeping in a tree across from the police station. Now, Game and Fish officers shot her with a tranquilizer dart. She had tags on her indicating that she had been captured before. And last month, another bear was caught near the Santa Fe Plaza. It was also released into the mountains. That wraps it up for your Friday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt, Kristen, and myself every weekday morning on KRQE News 13, beginning at 4:30 a.m. Ladies, you know what's unfortunate about this bear, though?
What?
Is that if they find him one more time, she may be euthanized.
Yeah, I know, it is sad, but it is also scary for residents. I mean, I'll be in Santa Fe later, so will you. It's a scary thought to be driving or walking around and see a bear.
There's no winner here.
There isn't.
Yeah, nobody
blame
wins.
Mother Nature for that one.
Aww.
It's just not cooperating.
Poor little
Weather-wise, the drought, driving them out of their homes is so sad.
I know. Well, we'll hope for the best on all sides. Hopefully we don't encounter one, and hopefully the bear gets to live. Now, what would you sacrifice to help a loved one who has cancer? A Berlin man is actually raffling off one of his most prized possessions in an effort to help his brother, who does have brain cancer.
Yeah, the man says he can always replace his classic muscle car, but he can never replace his brother. News 13's David Romero explains.
It's probably one of the most important things that I'll have done in my life.
Art Gonzalez has been selling raffle tickets to win something he's put blood, sweat, and tears into. His 1967 Oldsmobile 442. Gonzalez is not parting ways with the car to make money, but rather raise money to help pay for his brother's medical bills. His brother Gilbert was recently diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer.
Gilbert, he's been the rock in the family. He's been a good brother. He's been a good dad. He's been a good husband, and he's been a good friend.
Gonzalez says he and his brother used to have fun with muscle cars when they were young, and this seemed to be the perfect way to give back, raffling off a real mean machine.
On a totally serious note with this car here, it's not a toy. It's got a tremendous amount of horsepower.
Gonzalez says the car runs really well with a big block engine under the hood, fat tires in the back, and an exhaust you can hear for miles. He also adds that whoever wins the car can reap the benefits of his hard work.
I've done plenty of knuckle busters on this car. I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time.
That labor of love, now a gesture of love for his brother.
Wow, what a sweet story. Now, the car will be parked in the Walmart parking lot in Socorro this weekend and in the Kmart parking lot on Atrisco and Central right here in Albuquerque next weekend.
Right. Raffle tickets are only $2, so make sure you get one.
Worth it. So worth only $2. Do it, do it, do it. Now, as we move closer to holiday season, many parents may be worrying about how they'll be able to afford those Christmas presents for their kids.
But starting today, parents can sign their kids up for the annual Toys For Tots program. Parents can sign up from 9 to 3 at the Cesar Chavez Community Center that's located at 7505 Catherine Southeast.
Yeah, and parents will just need to bring along some documentation. And for a list of those documents and more information, you can just visit our website at casa.com. We love Toys For Tots. Yes. I can't believe it's already that time, you know?
You gotta get ahead of the game when it comes to Christmas presents.
Yeah, well, you know, and now with that new iPad being only about, what, $300, the smaller one, you know that that's going to be on a lot of lists this year. Yeah. A lot of lists. And also on a lot of lists are itineraries for the weekend. People want to know what to do. There's so much to do across New Mexico. So let's take a look at this weekend's event calendar. First and foremost, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is winding down, and Loveless is actually holding free mammogram screenings tomorrow. That's taking place from 8 to 5 at Loveless Women's Hospital and Loveless Westside Hospital, and the event will be open to all Loveless Health Plan members who have not had a screening yet in this past year. And all you need to do to schedule your appointment is call 727-8966. So important.
Right. Now on Sunday, walk, run, or ride for a good cause at the 6th annual Day of the Tread. This is such a fun run. At Embassy Suites Hotel and Spa. Whatever your skill level is, there is an event for you. You visit dayoftheTread.com for all the details, start times, registration forms, all that good stuff. Proceeds support Carrie Tingley Hospital Foundation and Casa Esperanza. Costumes. This is so fun. Yeah. You don't have to wear a costume, but it's always fun to go, hey, get a second use out of that Halloween costume if you want.
Definitely.
Take a run in it, or get last year's back.
Exactly.
This year.
Take advantage of wearing it more than once. Now, this is something you'll like, Kristen. The New Mexico Ski Swap is this weekend in the Manuel Lujan building at Expo New Mexico, and there will be more than 17,000 new and used items to choose from. The public sale is actually Saturday from 9 to 4 and then Sunday from 11 to 4, but you can actually get first pick of the gear before anyone else if you go tonight to the VIP sale. So here's your little inside scoop. Now, that will cost you $20, but proceeds will benefit the Sandia Peak Ski Patrol. So this is good for all your snow activities. You want to get some cool gear, this is the way to do it. Get it on sale. Oh, yeah. I wish I could be there tonight, but we're not going to be there tonight because we're going to be at another event. That's right. That's tonight, and this is going to be really exciting. Santa Fe's Bishop's Lodge Ranch Resort and Spa is kicking off its 95th anniversary tonight by burying a time capsule. This is so cool. So cool. The evening begins at 5:15 is the last call. 5:15 is the last call to add a small item to the time capsule. And the time capsule will be buried at 5:30, and then there's a reception afterwards. 6 to 7 is open to the public. Yes. Yes, and you'll get to meet us, and you know, you can, if you're out and about at Bishop's Lodge, you can take advantage of the room and the spa packages that Bishop's Lodge is offering. We will be there, as we said, and we're going to add something to the time capsule too. We thought of one thing first and foremost. You have a really good one. This is a good one, right? Because this like really represents our times here in New Mexico. So at this time, the Larry Barker mask. Dun, 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 He's always watching. I love it. What a great idea. So last night I was sitting there, okay, I was like, what do you put in a time capsule? Yeah, exactly. So I have my little choices. So I have either a cell phone, a BlackBerry cell phone I'm not using anymore. Good. Like, that's good. Because think about it. If you go back to the 80s, remember the Zap Morris phones? How funny is that? Yeah. So I mean, by then, that's clever. Who knows what the cell phones are going to be like? So I have that. They'll be like little dots that you put like in your, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what they'll be? Okay, what was your other option? Book. And I was thinking about putting a book in there because books, you're seeing fewer and fewer of those with all the little nooks and all that stuff. Or I was going to do a weather map and have the current climatology. You know, we always talk about global warming. Hey, let's see what the averages, highs, and lows are. That's good, Kristen. So those are my few. I haven't decided yet. I like the weather one because it's very practical. It's obviously very you. Like, I like that. I like them all, but that's a goodie. That's a keeper. Now, if you're in the mood for a scary movie, that's another good thing. You are in luck. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has more on what's new in theaters.
This is the Cloud Atlas Sextet?
I doubt there's more than a handful of copies in all of North America.
But I know it.
Journey through time with Tom Hanks and Halle Berry in Cloud Atlas, an unusual movie that connects stories that span several centuries while exploring the idea that every action impacts others in the future. Hang 10 with Gerard Butler as he leads a family-friendly flick based on the true story of a veteran surfer who teaches a newbie how to hit dangerous waves in chasing mavericks.
I can't believe we're missing the party.
Make room for several Halloween-themed movies hitting theaters the weekend before the big day.
Just chilling out here by yourself?
First, the teen party comedy Fun Size about a high school senior who loses her little brother during all the Halloween craziness. Going for screams instead of laughs, Silent Hill Revelation 3D.
It's safer to be inside.
The movie has Heather Mason unlocking a door into a dark world that hosts the horrors that torment her. And Paranormal Activity 4 topped the box office last week, pushing the franchise total over the 600 million mark worldwide, while introducing fans to another chapter in its hidden camera, keep your eyes peeled on the whole screen signature scares. In New York, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
You know I don't like scary movies. I can't. I just can't do it.
I'm not really good with them either. Nightmares all night long.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm telling you, this weekend, you know people, and you know we actually have Chris here today from Comcast, and you know people are going to be going on demand all weekend looking for scary movies to watch because it is the time to do it.
I don't get it.
It is fun though. When that weather outside is frightful, a scary movie can be delightful if you have somebody to cuddle with.
Yeah.
I think.
But then I just end up like not watching
I
or
do.
listening the whole time. So.
I know. I get under the covers. I just can't.
It's like a waste of money.
And then I mute it because I don't want to hear because sometimes that's the worst part of the
music that gets you. If you can do it on silent, sometimes that's what I do. If I'm by myself and I'm watching a movie and get to a scary part, I'll just put it on mute.
Exactly.
And it's a little easier to watch.
It's true. Okay, now we talked about all these things that we want to do this weekend, including what we're doing tonight.
Right.
But we're going to need different kind of wardrobe, I think, than typically, aren't we?
Okay, so if you're going to go to the time capsule thing in Santa Fe, 49 the high today, so it's going to be falling really quickly. The low 24. That's where we'll be tomorrow morning. 24. So if you're going to be doing anything this evening outside, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, anywhere statewide, keep your jackets handy. It's going to get chilly. The coldest night so far this weekend. Let's talk about the weather now. And we even had a little snow. This is Raton Pass earlier this morning, a time lapse. You can see, look at the snow blowing in.
Oh
the
my
fog
God.
too. And so that's what it looks like on the roads this morning up in far northeastern New Mexico.